Alright, y'all, we're doing a Halo game tier list, alright? This is just my personal opinion, so just don't get your panties in a bunch. This is all subjective. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments, maybe. Alright, so here's how it'll go out, right? We got beautiful at the top, amazing, good, meh, Halo Infinite, and then isn't real, alright? So starting off, of course, we have some of the mobile games. We're going to start off with Halo Spartan Assault, self-explanatory. Mobile game, microtransactions to pay-to-win mobile game. It sucks. Never play it. Next up, we have Spartan Strike, which is the better one of the two. Doesn't have the pay-to-win multiple microtransactions, I believe. I always get them mixed up. We've got Fireteam Raven. I will say, though, about Fireteam Raven and Spartan Strike, they actually have the Flood. Halo Atari, I've never heard about anything about this, but people always keep talking about it. Alright. So, let me just fix up this whole list here. And we're back. Alright. So, the first game we're listing, CE. Released 2001. We're going into Mason. Alright, I'll tell you why. Number one, it's the game that started it all. A classic. Revolutionary for its time. Console shooters were limited to only Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, and a few other games. But CE really pushed the market home, you know? Really showed the masses what console shooters could be. And a lot of cool designs. It introduced numerous cool characters, the Chief, Cortana, Keyes, Johnson. You just can't go wrong with it. A lot of levels are fantastic. Not so much the second half, but I'm just saying. It does get backtracky a little. The atmosphere in the multiplayer is phenomenal. A lot of the ambience is great. The multiplayer itself is not very good. It was very tacked on. They only had 16 months to work on the game, which is great, though, for what they could do. In 16 months? That's praiseworthy, you know? Not to mention the phenomenal twist of the Flood, the enemies of the Covenant, the weapons, all really, really good. The story is good. It's all good, you know? The environments are really good for the time. It's a good game. I also want to point out just a small little thing. I know people are probably going to comment that if they don't. What about CE Anniversary? CE Anniversary, I don't like at all. I'm going to be honest. Like, I like the Anniversary map pack, but it kind of ruins the entire aesthetic of the first game with a bunch of lazily pasted over Reach models, or Reach beta models, but that's regardless anyway. Next up on the list, we got Halo 2. This is gonna be controversial to many, but I'm going around like the good meh category, honestly. Because I feel like, I don't know, it's great, it's a phenomenal game. The best story we've ever had in a Halo game, right? But there's a big but in there. It's broken as hell. A lot of the stuff just doesn't work. The campaign, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the missions, it's just not fun to play through. Like, I've completed the Halo 2 Legendary solo countless times. I don't know, it's just not fun to play, man. I really, really dig the story. A lot of the maps are really, really cool. I do like them. And the aesthetics of them are really cool. Kind of similar in line to the aesthetics and atmosphere of CEs, but not so much. It's like a completely different tone, you know? But phenomenal writing and the story. I actually prefer the ending we got now as opposed to the original story that they planned, personally. Also, the reason why it's good and not amazing is, let's be honest, you know VXR, you know the Bungie Net code, you know Sniper Jackals, we all know. Grapevine starting room, you know why. Alright, to to follow up Halo 2. We got the pick that everybody is going to be like, oh, it's the best Halo game. We're going to put in Beautiful, alright? But not for the reasons y'all know. It's not the perfect Halo. Not even close. I'd actually rank it at the bottom of Beautiful. And you'll understand why. Alright. So, Halo 3, it's beautiful. It's a lovely... I love it. The main menu gives me nostalgia boners every time. I love it. It just has such nostalgic aura about it, man. It gave us Forge, it gave us theater, it gave us file share, customization of our armor. It made us customize our playable elites. It's great. It gave us even cooler stuff too, like equipment. Also, the maps are really good. Looks amazing for its time, man. Like, seriously, this game was released in 2007. At the beginning of the 360 lifespan, man. Well, yeah, it was the first 2 years. But I mean, you know what I mean. But I really... like, I don't know. Some of the design decisions of the story were weird. You could definitely tell the quality of writing between stuff like what Marty wrote and Frank O'Connor wrote and other things that, you know, the actual writers wrote. Like, I don't know. The stuff with, like, the terminals towards the end, definitely with the more Frank O'Connor stuff, I don't like it. Really dig the story in other aspects. We got our homeboy Arbiter, got our homeboy Chief, and our homeboy Johnson trying to find Cortana in the whole war, in the Covenant, in the Flood, and it wraps up really well. I do like the final couple of missions, and the first couple missions too. I think, honestly, controversial take, but I think the best mission out of all, like, the beginning section of Halo 3 is the Storm, honestly. Like, people always say, oh, it's Crow's Nest, or, you know, like, Floodgate. Nobody really says Floodgate, but I'm just saying. But it's the Storm. IMO. But I think the main 2 or 3 missions that people would definitely say, oh, that's Halo 3, is Halo, the Ark, and my personal favorite of all time, the Covenant. It's such a good mission, man. Oh, it is everything Halo is known for, man. I love it. Also, that's not even talking about the maps. It's beautiful. It's guaranteed. And another one, we're going into beautiful, alright? Halo 3 ODST, I actually think, personally, hang me if you will, but I think it's a little better than Halo 3. The music, gorgeous. The tone, beautiful. The map itself, phenomenal. I don't even know where to start. It's just great, man. It's top 3 Halo. I always am torn between Halo 3 ODST and Halo 3, but I always lean more towards ODST, man. Sure, it doesn't have, like, the, you know, triumphant feel of Halo 3, you know, or, like, the multiplayer, you know, or, you know, the additions, but it still had that, you know, it had that feel. It really had that, like, man, this is Halo. It's different somehow. Let me just play this. You'll understand. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I really do love ODST. I don't know, man. It's just something about it, man. I guess it's the whole noir detective vibe, I guess. Mixed with the Halo universe. Just really does it for me. I'm a sucker for nighttime and rain. But also, like, the whole idea of, like, isolation in a crowded place makes you really just think. And then music, man, the music! Oh! It's just so good, man. And the whole, like, you know, you're the only person left in this crowded city. You're the only one left. And your entire squad is separated, but by the time that you've even woken up, they're probably already, you know, regrouped or whatever. And that's the thing about ODST, man. I just really enjoy the narrative. I love how, like, there's a whole other story going on, where you only get half of the story if you just play through it normally. And if you get all the, terminals and, like, data recordings and all that, you get an entirely different story, too. With a whole bunch of, like, different, like, dialogue, and, you know, an entirely different section of a cutscene, which is really cool. I do like that, because it gives extra context, you know? But yeah, I love ODST, man. It's my third favorite Halo, honestly. I started with 3, but ODST really grew on me, man. Like, just... Look! Alright, y'all. Next one is Halo Wars 1. Don't flame me for this, man. I'm gonna put it in meh. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm not an RTS guy. I'm sorry, guys. Alright, now we have Halo Reach, a very, very divisive Halo for most people. But I'm gonna put it top of beautiful, baby. It's, oh my god, it's just a great Halo, man. I love Halo Reach, dude. It deepened the customization so much. Like, bro, the campaign was fire. Sure, it wasn't as good as the other Halos. Like, I'd say of the Bungie Halos, it's definitely the weakest in terms of story-wise, besides maybe 3. But it's still great, man. I love how there's basically nothing you can do about your teammates dying. You're basically left alone on a decaying planet that's just doomed. And how, like, a bunch of the additions they added. Like, I know a lot of people hate it, but I like the idea of sprint and the armor abilities in Reach. Like, drop shield was great, evade was cool, hologram. Active camo I feel like should have been a power-up like it was previously. Armor lock wasn't that great, jetpack was controversial, sprint was controversial, but I actually like sprint. Flame me all you want. But yeah, I don't know, man. I love Forge World. I love all of it. The soundtrack, like every other Halo, besides like a couple, is phenomenal. It's always tied between ODST and Reach for me about the best soundtrack. But I don't know, man. It's great, man. Like, few will understand playing this on the peak days of 360, man. Oh man, I loved it so much. Wait. Next up, we have a controversial one. Halo 4. Where are we going to put it? Now, unlike some of you, I absolutely fucking love Halo 4. I love Halo 4. It's my personal favorite Halo. Objectively, is it the best? Not at all. Not even close. But personally, it's my personal favorite, man. I love Halo 4, dude. It basically just did what Reach did, but a little bit more. You had stances, you had different more visors, you had like variants of armor, which was really cool. You could customize your forearms, your legs. You could, you know, unlock a lot of cool stuff. You know, you could get specializations for different perks. I really do like that. I really do love Halo 4. Halo 4 is just very personal to me, man. I don't know, man. Just seeing Chief and Cortana and their story going on, I don't know, man. It brings a tear to a grown man's eye. It's great. I love some of the missions. like composed for, especially that's in my top 5 missions of all time in Halo, dog. I love Halo 4. Sure, a lot of the stuff was pretty poorly handled. A lot of the lore was kind of mixed up. A lot of it wasn't really explained properly. You know, a lot of it was like lazy writing, the didact stuff and all that. You had to read a book series for, which I do think was annoying. Either you had to read the terminals or the books to understand what's going on. I don't really like that aspect. And also some of the other stuff following after Halo 4 was a big mess. A little bit before with like the Halo 5 books. I don't like that. But I had fun playing Spartan Ops. I had fun with that. Halo 4, I just really enjoy, man. Had a lot of fun with it. Also, a lot of people say, oh, the intro is like a giant mess of retcons. You do realize it's like propaganda, you know? And also, it's an interrogation. But also, we're just gonna leave out, a lot of people say, oh, you know, the new art style is so bad. I actually like Halo 4's art style. Halo 5's, not at all. It's bad. But how Halo 4 does it, I like it. Also, you cannot deny, Halo 4 has some of the rawest moments in its opening cutscene, man. Like, bro, like, see what I mean, man? Alright, next up we have Halo MCC. So I'm going to be counting this as Halo 2 Anniversary. And I guess both anniversaries, I guess. So, you know, it was launch was bad, but, you know, I'm going to put it on the same tier as Halo 2. Because I really enjoy Halo 2 Anniversary as a game. Halo CE Anniversary kind of weighs it down. MCC as a whole, overall, is pretty good. So, yeah. Alright. So, this is where the video gets really controversial, alright, y'all. Halo 5. Like, I'm tempted to put it in meh, I'm tempted to put it in good, alright? I'll say both reasons why, alright? For meh, its campaign is terrible, with a capital T. Its story is awful, man, I'm telling you. Microtransactions, the lack of content at launch, barely customizable Spartans, it's bad. But the positives, I will say, the positives, great multiplayer, Warzone Firefight was really cool, I did like it. The Forge is great, the movement I actually kind of liked. The weapon sandbox was really, really good, I liked it. Yeah, I just think it's a very mixed bag. A lot of the stuff did look kind of cool, but I don't know, man. It was pretty bad. But it was also pretty good sometimes. So I'm putting around meh. Good, meh. And next up we have Halo Wars 2. Same story as Halo Wars. I'm just not an RTS guy. I'm sorry, dog. Like, it's sure it may be a little bit better in terms of gameplay, apparently. But I'm just not an RTS guy, man. I'm sorry. And last up, we have Halo Infinite. I made a whole tier for it, and I'll explain why, alright? Halo Infinite is the culmination of all the problems Halo has come up to so far. Halo Infinite is the peak of the hypothetical mountain of microtransactions and greed of Microsoft and ineptitude of 343. Halo 4 was a good start, personally, in my opinion. A little bit of spikes that, you know, could have been, you know, solved, you know, easily, you know? But overall, a good start. There's a reason why I call Halo Infinite the Rise of Skywalker of Halo. Force Awakens is like Halo 4, a pretty decent start to a new beginning. It was pretty solid overall. A lot of people hate on it, but I think it's actually pretty decent, you know? Halo 5 is like Last Jedi. Threw a monkey wrench into the whole thing. Sure, it may be better than the last, like the last one of the trilogy, but it's the main cause of why that one is so bad. right? And then Halo Infinite is the Rise of Skywalker, because it tries to just completely ignore anything the previous one did and just set up what it does prior to the movie, right? So it has too many things going on and not enough going on at the same time, you know? Halo Infinite, it's bad, man, I'm telling you. If you thought Halo 5 and MCC were bad at launch, Lord almighty, this thing was horrible. And I had to sit through 3 years of this garbage on Xbox One. They should have never released it on the Xbox One. Thank God I have a PC now, because Lord almighty, man. Also, the fact that you still have to pay like upwards of $30, $40 of crap just for an armor set. Like, most of the armor sets aren't even in the game. The stuff that was in the trailers, like this whatchamacallit, the operator set, right? The operator helmet. That was shown in a trailer and promotional stuff. Was never added. What's that? You want the commando shoulder? Pay $20, bucko. Oh, what's that? You wanted this armor set? You wanted that? Well, you gotta pay for it or play at a certain time, bucko. It's too bad. Too bad, so sad. Bye-bye. Also, its desync has been a long-running problem. A lot of bugs. Most of the maps, like Halo 5, are Forge creations. But, I mean, for previous ones that wasn't really a problem because there was already plenty of maps at launch. But Halo Infinite launched with the lowest amount of like starting maps, man. It's terrible. We got like 6, 7 maps. Every other game had at least like 8, 9, or 10 at launch. Hell, even Halo 4, which was I think at the time was the lowest amount we've ever had at launch, which was like what, 11? Anyway, Halo Infinite is just a bad game, man. There's a reason why people think it would have killed the Halo franchise, you know? And I only say this because I really do care about Halo. I've been playing it since I was a kid, and I'm a grown man now. I really do wish it was better in a current state, but nah. Let's just hope that the other stuff coming out soon, like the CE remake, as opposed to CEA, is gonna be good. Apparently it's on Unreal, but you know, that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, if you disagree with these rankings, that's okay. If you agree with them, that's great. Just tell me your thoughts in the comments, man. This is all subjective. It's bound to change at some point, but that's just my personal opinion.